Hi everyone. What is up with y'all? I'm waiting till some more people get in. As you come in, share this live and comment your name so I know, or just say hey, because you're gonna pop up on the screen. So just say hey so I know that you're here. I'm gonna actually share as well. So yeah, we're gonna do things a little different tonight. I'm a little excited about that. Let's see. All right, let's see. Share the live as you come in. Press the heart button. Say hey. Wonder if it'll let me. Let's see. So tonight we're gonna talk about what is your superpower. So first, I would like to give thanks. I want to start with gratitude. I want to give thanks to the Most High. I want to give thanks to Quarter Six for allowing me to be here. Of course. Hey Zach, what's up? Um, But yeah, we're gonna be talking about superpowers today. I'm excited about this topic. So, how tonight is gonna go is I'm gonna have everybody who's here. I want you to pick a crystal, and I'm gonna do a reading for each crystal that you pick to uncover some superpowers of yours. But before we get started, I want to introduce myself. I'm Bree, the Hawt Empress. If this is your first time here, I am an astrologer and an intuitive tarot reader. And tonight I'm going to be talking about what are your superpowers, and I'm going to go into personal readings where you can pick love, money, or life path. And there will be 15-15 for your reading if you would like to participate in a personal reading. But in the meantime, I'm going to give y'all a minute. I just want y'all to look. So you have the selenite here, Labradorite. This one's one of my favorites. And amethyst. So pick a crystal, okay? If you need to give yourself some time to think, take a deep breath, think about which crystal you want or which crystal you want to pick. Sometimes some of you may be called to pick more than one crystal. That's fine. But I'm going to, a little bit later, I'm going to do a reading for each crystal to uncover what your superpowers are. So first I want to talk about the different type of superpowers, kind of like the basics of, excuse me, of energy that we can tap into, that we naturally tap into, that we all can tap into. We all have our own personal superpower. We all have our personal sauce, I like to say. So my personal sauce is, of course, is channeling and tarot. And well, tarot is really just a tool. So mediumship and channeling. And how do I do that? I use my different clairs. So when I say my different clairs, I mean like clairaudient. So some of you may be clairaudient. You may be able to hear messages. You may be able to hear um, the unseen. That is what clairaudient is. So for me, I am very clairaudient. That is actually one of the superpowers that I've tapped into very early on in my journey. So feel free to share your superpowers. I'm interested in learning because I know y'all been hiding in the shadows. Y'all don't want to talk about this, but we're gonna talk about this. This is a safe place and space for you to be able to let your freak flag fly for real. So yeah, so clairaudient. Then you have clairsentient. That's where you can feel things. You can walk into a room, you can feel the energy, or you maybe even can feel the unseen, or touch you, or something like that. Like clairsentient also has to do with being very empathic. So sometimes people who are clairsentient are a little bit more vulnerable to observing others' feelings. So they may be feeling a certain type of way and don't know why, and really it's not even theirs. They're feeling someone else's. So sometimes you have to be careful if you're clairsentient, and you really have to protect yourself. You have to protect your energy if you know that you're very sensitive and susceptible of picking up on others people's energy. So that's clairsentient. And then you have clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is where you can actually see in different dimensions. You can see in different realms. You can see sometimes you can see certain shadows. So for me, how I knew I was clairsentient, or that my clairsentient powers were being activated, was I thought I saw, like, it'll be like you'll be doing something and you thought you saw something, and then you look and it's not there. That's how you know that it's starting to activate. Um, and then I know, like, for me, my my clairvoyance is more prominent at night. So if I'm outside and it's nighttime, I can see more energy, I guess I would say. Um, and with me being a medium, I'm sure I can see into a different dimension. So, excuse me, I've had certain experiences like that, to where I've been able to um, look into another dimension and be in another dimension. So that's kind of like clairvoyance, and that's how you would know, like, if you are clairvoyant or it's becoming to be like unlocked for you. And then you also have um what's the other clair for smell. The one for smell is like, you will know if you have that one because you could smell everything, like everything. You could smell a fucking mouse pitting on cotton. You can smell it. You can just, it's just so easily, your nose is very sensitive, and sometimes you could smell what somebody, you could smell a lie. Like, you could be like, I smell this some bullshit. Like, you can smell it, and you can feel, like, you can smell it in the air. Like, so it starts with being very sensitive at the nose, and then on a greater scale, on a higher level, on a more evolved, when you grow that, I guess, superpower, you will begin to be able to smell certain situations out. So it's funny because I was watching this tarot reader on Facebook. As y'all come in, make sure y'all share and say hey too, so I can see that y'all in here, because I can't see unless you comment and say hey. But I was watching this tarot reader, and she just kept. I'm like, why is she doing that? Like, why is she doing that? And so then, right after I watched her, because, and it's not like I knew that I wasn't watching her for a message, right? Like, sometimes when I'm on YouTube, I'll see a video, and I know it's a video just specifically for a message. But this specific video, I'm like, I can't even understand. I don't know. I just couldn't get past the sniffing part. So then I would say, like, maybe a week later after that, my senses started like heightening. Like, my nose started like going off. Like, I would walk into my house and be like, it smelled like water in here. It smelled like water in here. Let me see. Hold on. It smelled like water in here. So I had to oh, hold on. Yeah, I have not made sure there was hey, Kenya. Edit privacy. Okay. Yeah, y'all should be able to share now. My bad. But yeah, so I was like, damn, you can really, so once I did my research, looked into it, you can sniff your way out of a situation. Like, it's crazy, even tasting. So that kind of goes with the clear sentient a little bit, because sometimes, like, spirit can speak to you through, hey Channing, hey, spirit can speak to you, okay, Amethyst, spirit can speak to you through taste as well. Like, spirit can put a taste in your mouth and have you that be a whole like message in its own self. So through your natural senses, you can those can be heightened in order for them to be your superpowers. Then you also have your other senses that we don't really talk about, like, for instance, like our gut feeling. Everybody has that gut feeling, but that's definitely a sense. And the more you strengthen, and how we strengthen our superpowers is by using them, right? You have to first acknowledge them and use them. When you experience a such well, when you're on this spiritual journey anyways, the purpose of your superpowers is for you to live your life on purpose. It's for you to live your life with purpose. And a lot of you guys are master manifestors. A lot of you guys can speak things and it happen. A lot of you guys can see things and it happen. And I'm just here to tell you you're not crazy and to resonate with you and to tell you what's going on with you. That's what I'm here to do. So a lot of you guys don't realize how powerful you are, how powerful you're able to speak things into existence. And a lot of us don't realize that because we have these abilities, they can work against us as well. Um, so a way to weaken them is by, like I said, denying it, not paying attention, not really using them to live, like I said, life on purpose. So ways that I use my intentions, my superpowers is I'm definitely a great manifester. Like, I can manifest real quick. I can speak things. Air signs are great at speaking things out and them coming to them. So I discovered that with myself that first I had to unblock my throat chakra. That's a whole nother thing. But once I got my throat chakra unblocked, I was able to speak things a lot quicker into existence. And so some of us are afraid to speak out loud what we want. I speak out loud when it comes, because my words are so powerful. I'm knowing this, right? So I don't speak negative. I don't speak negative about me. I don't speak negative about my child. I don't speak negative about anything that I value. And I don't speak negative on people, because I feel like that, I mean, it does. It comes right back to you, right? So, excuse me, I use my words a lot, and I speak out loud when I'm speaking to my spirit guides, when I'm speaking to my ancestors, and that also helps strengthen your abilities. You can also practice with your spirit guides and your ancestors. So you could be, because some of you might not want to do tarot. Some of you can be just straight channeling. Some of you can sit there and get messages from your spirit guides. And you can practice by saying out loud, spirit guides, if you're here, tap me, or I want to feel it on the left side of my body. So that's how I started practicing. Like, okay, I want to feel it on the left side of my body. Okay, I want to feel it touch me on my right side of my body. Okay, now I want to hear something on my right ear. Now I want to hear something on my left ear. So that way, not only am I exercising my powers, but I'm also building a relationship with my spirit guides. So whenever they have a message for me, they can help me. And our spirit guides are specifically supposed to help us throughout our day-to-day, throughout our everyday. So it's vital for us to build that connection with them. And the way you do that is by building up your personal power that you already have. So going back to the crystals, I know some of you guys, so you pick your crystal, you can comment the crystal, or you can keep it in your mind. It doesn't have to be publicized. But these are, pick a crystal. Some of you may feel called to pick more than one crystal, but pick a crystal, and I'm going to uncover what superpowers you may have. Because even outside of the clairs, Some of you guys, let's talk about it. Some of you guys are sexual healers. I mean, some of you guys, people are drawn to you because of your seduction, your sexuality, and they know that through sexual intercourse, or they don't know that, but unconsciously. And when you have intercourse with them, when you, that's for one, that's giving your power away. If you're not strong enough, that will be essentially giving your power away. And a lot of the people that you draw to you are vampires. So you may experience men or women, experience people who aren't consistent, but they only want to come to you for sex, or you just always have a sometimes a high sex drive. So that could be a superpower. Instead of using your power, just giving it away to other people and healing them, you can actually revert that and use that power to not only heal yourself, but you can still heal other people. But I find that most sexual healers don't know that they're sexual healers, and their power gets taken away over time. That really, that it would take time for them to rebuild that back up, to fill their own cup up before they give their power away again. So from my personal experience, that's what I've noticed. But you have the sexual healers, and then you also have people who are just wisdom holders, meaning they just hold wisdom naturally, like their soul holds wisdom naturally. They're just naturally in tuned. They're just naturally in tune, and they're very close with their soul, so they're able to give wisdom out so easily. They're able to give advice out so easily. Then you have your high priestess, people who can use their hands, utilize rituals and all of those things to help other people. So some people hire high priestess to cleanse out their home. Some people hire high priestess to bless, certain items, certain things. A high priest is a very broad term, or a very broad, what's the word, title, I guess. It just depends on, I guess, what that high priest offer. But that in itself is a superpower. So let's get into uncovering what is your superpower. Mind you that this is going to be timeless, meaning that if you are watching the replay of this, it still applies. So I'm going to show the crystals again. I'm going to start with Amethyst. That's Amethyst, one of my favorites. Well, really all of these are. And then Labradorite. This one's dope. It's all reflective and shit. And then selenite. Pick your crystal. And then I'm going to do a quick spread. Feel free to comment if any of those clairs resonate with you. Have you experienced any of those experiences that I just spoke about? We're going to start with Amethyst. Start with Amethyst. Thank y'all so much for sharing the love. All right, what superpowers, abilities does the Amethyst pal have? Tower. I heard sudden transformation. So King of Cups, right? So this is definitely giving me Scorpio energy. Definitely. So with Scorpio comes transformation, meaning you often go through constant transformation, constant, like water for you is necessary for you to purge out certain um breakdowns. The tower is about breaking down foundations and rebuilding. So I feel like this pal often very much empathic, very 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 empathic. I also feel like you guys go through things a little bit more tougher than others, so and it causes you to have to, I feel like, always have to be the bigger person. That's one. But for two, you guys may be very sensitive, maybe very empathic to the point where when you cry, you're really purging out, you're really alchemizing, you're really um, releasing all of the things that was either projected onto you or someone else's emotions that you could have that you could have picked up. um, I'm also hearing that a lot of you guys will be disrupting old paradigms. Yep. High Priest and Three of Pentacles. So a lot of you guys will be, I heard, paving the way for new, like you'll be shifting the reality of this new world. Also, you see how both of these people eyes are closed, whether you're a male or female. I feel like meditation is very vital for you. I feel like messages come through. Hey, AC, I feel like messages come through for you much more easier when you are in a meditative state. So maybe taking each day to meditate for 15 minutes a day, just in the morning, just to receive messages. I also feel like with this High Priestess card that you guys are like direct channelers, meaning that you can just be in a space working and you receive messages, you receive downloads, you receive, and sometimes they come through as voices. Um, it could be your voice, it could be someone else's voice. When this does happen, they just want you to listen. They want you to be more aware of your thoughts, excuse me, as well. Very deep, pal. I also heard sage, so some of you guys may be sages. I also heard that a lot of you guys work with spirit unknowingly. You just naturally do it, and it's just, for you, it's become a norm. So it's kind of like you really don't even know that you've been working with spirit the whole time. That's crazy. Yeah, I just hear that you guys go through ego deaths a lot as well. Like, um, like really your purpose here in life is to learn how to alchemize, transform, become more intellectually and emotionally intelligent. So some of you guys may have been in tough connections, tough relationships. Um, I heard some of the worst type of experiences, and all of that was for a purpose, for you to grow intellectually, for you to grow discernment, clairsentient, clairvoyant. clairaudient. Okay. Okay. That's the Amethyst pal. So definitely meditations. Also, I heard spiritual baths. Taking spiritual baths will be very great for the Amethyst pal. All right. Labradorite. This is for you. If you chose Labradorite, let's see what your superpowers are and how can you strengthen them. These are timeless, meaning if you are watching the replay, it still applies to you. You were drawn here for a reason. Make sure y'all, as y'all come in, say hey, share this live, show some love. Please and thank you. Also, if you would like a personal reading, I am doing discount personal readings, 1515. Cash App is in the scroll bar there. All right, Labradorite. Once you send the Cash App, let me know that you have sent it, and we will go from there. All right. What superpowers does the Labradorite pal? 5 of Wands. I heard triggers. A lot of you guys in this pal trigger people. You are I heard a mirror for other people's shadows. Maybe shadow workers, root workers. 6 of Swords. Yeah. Your mentality, you're one of those people who hold wisdom. Your soul hold wisdom. I feel like you've been like this since you were a child. You've always thought on a different level. You always, some of you spoke up a lot when you were a child, like you were just a little bit more outspoken. And some of that stuff was truth for adults, so you may have been told to, 4 cups, be quiet, sit down, shut up, as a child. And really, I heard channelers, some of you guys, the messages that would come through for those people who you would trigger wouldn't even be from you. They would be from your soul, or they will be from, whoever High Priestess just came out again. So, like I said, a lot of you guys trigger people's shadow self. That's a tough superpower to have, because honestly, and I call that a superpower. I mean, most people are like, well, that's not a superpower. But I call it a superpower because triggers are actually good, in my opinion, for seeing where there's need to be work, where you need to move away from. I also feel like people may look at you as you're very drama, or conflict, or you cause conflict, when really in all actuality, you just like to speak your truth. And I feel like you're very misunderstood here with this 4 of Cups. I feel like people really don't know how to view you. You're very mysterious with the High Priestess. I feel like you're very mysterious. I also feel like you can obtain information about people. I feel like you can take information about people without them telling you. Like, you can just meet someone, talk to them, and be like, yeah, and you killed the cat last year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just something like that. Like, something just, sometimes it's so random, but sometimes it's so real, and sometimes it's too real to where you 5 of Wands, you trigger people. It be some kind of conflict. I also heard anxiety as well. Some of you get really, really hot when you're channeling. Some of you be like, oh, I'm sweating, I sweat easily. No, what that is you are actually embodying or channeling. You could also be a medium as well, with this person sitting here doing whatever, and then spirit coming through with a message. So you guys are mediums, channelers, meaning you could be in your space and someone from another realm, essentially the could be, I mean, I don't want to say the ancestral realm, but it could be any realm. I mean, because some people, like for me, I'm easily tapped into the ancestral realm. So typically people's ancestors come through me and speak. So you guys probably have the same superpower as well. Very much the very in tuned one in the family. Yeah. And I heard that it's best to stay away from conflict spaces where it's a lot of drama, because I heard that you take that home. Like it'll be it'll be some drama right here, and then when you go home you're taking that with you. And so I heard spiritual baths as well. You need to take more baths. Y'all need to be taking baths. Okay. Like, yeah, you can take showers, take your showers, but like we're becoming a little bit more sensitive as a whole. So we need to start taking more Epsom salt bath. Epsom salt actually cleanses our aura, right? So a lot of us need to be cleansed often. So, start once a week, and then, once every other week, once you get into the point where you are fully cleansed and protected and all of that. So once you cleanse your energy, I always recommend protecting yourself. Also, I felt the need to talk about putting a glass of water beside your bed. So when you, before you go to bed, get a glass of water, fill it up, speak over the water. This water will protect me while I'm asleep. Put it beside your bed. And water captures negative energy. And in the morning, you dump the water out. You can either dump it down the drain. Don't look back when you do that. Or you can go outside and pour it into the ground, because the earth knows how to transmute negative energy. So, yeah, some of you guys are very sensitive, and you need that protection at night. Yeah. Okay. If you chose the Labradorite, man, I love the Labradorite. It's a very, very good crystal to heighten your superpowers, seriously, because it is a very powerful crystal. I remember when I first got this crystal, it was my first time astro projecting. I astro projected and went to the garage and picked up this fucking crystal. That's the only thing I remember. And then I just don't remember nothing else. I don't remember coming back to myself. I don't remember none of that. I just remember coming up out of my fucking self and going to the garage and picking up this damn crystal. So I knew it was very powerful. All right, the next pal is the selenite. What superpowers does the selenite group has? As y'all come in, say hey, so I know you in here, I know you're watching. Make sure you share this video. Once again, if you are watching this after the live, it still applies. And if you're watching during the live, I am doing personal readings, love, money, or life path readings. So hit me up for that. Also, y'all, I'm definitely open to suggestions. Anything that y'all want to talk about, anything that y'all have questions about, definitely let me know. Definitely let me know. I'm always open. I'm shuffling real good for y'all, ain't it? Let's see, what superpowers does the selenite have? Eight of Wands. I heard downloads. You guys receive downloads very easily, meaning, and they come through as ideas. Oh, I just had an idea, like, and it'll be a whole, like, business plan. That's not a fucking idea. That's a whole business plan. That's a download. I heard some of you guys, your voice, you're able to communicate. Some of you guys are singers. Your voice gives people chills. Even if you aren't a singer, you do something with your voice, a rapper, you know, any type of musician, spokesperson, you know, whatever you do with your voice. High Priestess. Yes, you have some healing. You have a healing voice. I also heard that you guys receive hidden knowledge very easily, like hidden, like for instance, this is definitely me. I didn't know the Migos was about to break up, but I knew they was about to break up. You know, it's kind of like this is how I knew. So I was driving last week in my car, turning out of my neighborhood, and I said, "Where's the Migos? Where they at?" And then I instantly got like a response of, they probably about to break up. And I was just like, oh, let me not say that. I instantly like rejected. I was like, oh, let me not say that. They're just, you know, they're putting together a masterpiece. You know, they're putting together some good shit like this week. Like just little shit like that. I feel like you guys are very much, you guys receive information so easily. You guys have hunches very well. Your gut is off the chain. I heard you need to honor that. Upright or reverse? Page of Swords reverse. You're good at detecting people's lies. You're good at seeing through the bullshit. You're good at seeing through the bullshit. You're good at, your superpower is Six of Pentacles. Like I said, seeing through any lies. Like anybody can tell you a story, you can see every single lie. You can see everything. I also hear that a lot of people, I heard codependency. You always be the one in a relationship that, in relationships, you always are the one that kind of, you're either the leader or you're always the one that you always have to hold up the end of things. Like for instance, you always, when you and your friends go out, you always the one who has the funds to do what we want to do, and then everybody else is like, oh, or you know, when you're in a relationship, you often are the breadwinner in the relationship. I feel like you just have a I feel like you have a mentality that is brilliant. However, everyone doesn't have that mentality, so they're not gonna, and they don't know about it until they come across you. So they don't even know how to value it. They don't even know how to meet you where you are. Some of you guys are you love the person, like you get really in captivated in this person or people, friends, you know, not just love, but in friends and, you know, people, and you want to give in order to receive. And I'm seeing that a lot of you guys have experienced that stem from childhood, a mentality from childhood. I'm also hearing that some of you guys had to, at a young age, take care of not elders, but you were just a little bit more mature. You had to grow up a little bit faster. Oh, so cute. Getting caught up in my. You had to grow up a little bit faster. I heard master manifester. So, like I was saying before, you may be able to speak things into existence very quickly. I heard negative talk. You really need to be mindful of any negative speaking. Be mindful of taking on criticism from other people. I heard that as a child you were emotionally manipulated because of your mind. It kind of gives me the same vibe as the Labradorite a little bit. So you may have felt the need to pick that one too. But it's giving me the vibe of when you were a child, you were just able to pick up information or know things about people or speak up, and you may have been the type of person that called people out, like even when you're younger, out on their lies, like you lying, like you said you was gonna take me to McDonald's today. It's today, and I ain't got no McDonald's. Or you said that you was gonna stop drinking and you haven't, and it's hurting my feelings. Or you just were a very vocal um child, and I also heard that people made you feel bad for that. I also heard that people try to nurture you with gifts, not love. Like you may have had this could be you as a child or even partners. They'll talk to you crazy, and they'll try to cover it up with gifts. But I feel like they only do that because they know you see them. I also feel like you're a seer. You can see people. You can just see their. I also heard innocence in people. That's where you become vulnerable. That's where your weakness is, because you can see people's weaknesses. You can see people's innocence. You can see people's inner child. Some of you guys are good at nurturing other people's inner child, and you need to nurture your own. Do some inner child work, do some inner child healing. Listen to your inner child. Talk to your inner child. Sing to your inner child. If you have a voice, like I said, sing to your inner child. Allow your inner child to sing too. Allow your inner child to sing back to you. I know that sounds weird, but whoever this is for is for. Um Inner child healing, doing that, you how you can ways you can do that. Ways you can do inner child healing is, um for me, I set up an altar for my inner child. So I have an altar with me. Make sure that if you do have an altar for your inner child and you put a picture of yourself, no dead people. So you only on the altar. And I put all the elements: earth, water, fire, air. So incense, crystals, candles, flowers, whatever, and spring water. And then I give myself offerings. I'll spend time at that altar, and I'll say something like, for instance, if anything comes up for me, come stemming from my childhood, I'll do the work as far as releasing and letting go, and I'll do it at my altar. So I'll write out, what it is that I want to release as a child, from my childhood, and then I will write what I want. What do I want in return to bring in? And I also sit with myself, and I also do a meditation, because you can do an inner child meditation to where you can sit with your inner child, where you can visualize your childlike self when you were whatever age, from 0 to 18, whatever you remember, all the way through, even through teenage years. You can actually visualize your inner child or your child, and nurture it, hug it, tell it things that you weren't that wasn't said to you, because that's, like I was talking about last show, that's going back in time, going back and healing that inner child by nurturing it, telling you you love it, giving it hugs, singing to it, doing the thing, allowing it to speak, doing things that bring out that joy that you had when you were a child. What was it that excited you when you were a child? Was it going to Chick-fil-A? Was it, going to the park? What was it that lit you up as a child? Do that. That will help also heal your inner child work. Heal your inner child while you're doing inner child work. I also feel like that you will be doing this and perfecting this and mastering this, so you can help others do the same thing here. You'll be helping others do the same thing. 6 of Pentacles. People are going to see the value in that. And that's what I do. I help people when I do my one-on-one, because I do one-on-one sessions. When I do my one-on-one sessions, I help people identify certain wounds, inner child wounds, and shadow selves, for them to master and to work through, for them to unlock, their life purpose, and for them to gain their innocence back, for them to get back to their truest self. So, but yeah, that's it for the last pal, selenite pal. Feel free to inbox me, you guys, if y'all have any questions about, the different superpowers, or how you can tap into your superpowers or strengthen them. If you need tips or anything like that, I'm definitely open for that. I just lost that. Let's say something. Right. Okay. That's what I was gonna say. Also, I also do birth chart readings, natal chart readings. So that's where I can look at your birth chart astrologically and see where you have superpowers. So that's another thing that I do during my one-on-one sessions, is I help people discover their superpowers, even astrologically, not just, through their experiences, but actually through the planets as well, and through their birth chart, through your birth chart. You can see where you are very sensitive in certain areas, or where you naturally have abilities that can work in your favor. And a lot of times people don't know that they have these abilities, so they ended up working against them, right? Because they don't know, and they've been using it incorrectly. But it's like riding a bicycle, right? Once you realize, yes, I can do it, you start doing it, and it start working for you, right? So that's my job, is to help people uncover their superpowers, but also regain their innocence back as well. So hit me up if you want any one-on-one sessions, or if you want a private reading. I also offer private readings, and I also offer birth chart readings, which is very extensive. So I actually need to post some testimonies about the birth charts readings, because it gets deep. Birth charts get real deep. You can ask, I ain't gonna say her name, but one of my viewers, she's we do one-on-one sessions, and we go deep in the birth chart, uncovers all of that. So but yes, I am wrapping it up tonight. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. Like I said, my inbox is open for any questions. If you need a reading, please inbox me. I do have a website. Like my YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Hawt Empress, and like my Facebook page at The Hawt Empress. I also have TikTok as well. I do a little bit of readings on there, and some fun, videos on there too. So my TikTok is The Hawt Empress as well. So, but thank y'all again tonight.